Go follow him there. Thanks for watching. I'm going to now pass this off to the next commentators. Good luck and have fun.
One, two, we are on for top 8 winner semifinal action. Enzo versus JRX. Enzo the #1 seed in this tournament. Number 3 in Philadelphia overall. Rare miss of an S tier for him up at Shine in Boston, but you know what? Holding it down locally while trying to act globally. Ooh. Certainly a world-class maneuver there. The jump right up, meeting JRX in the air, knowing that he was going to be hanging around for quite some time, and the Arsenless back air to kill it off. One of the very few kill options that that Joker does have. Arsenless Joker has, mini-boss, but it pays dividends for him here, and a full stock lead for the Philadelphia number 3.
Hey, right now he's still charging it, just taking advantage of, like you said, even though Arsene powers up those aerial moves, there's still a threat with just Joker by himself. And going down chasing him as well, just keeping those aerial options fresh in the mind of JRX, but on stage he is also a threat, making it a 3-1, making JRX wonder how he's going to come back from this from such a huge deficit.
Melendez team kill here potentially is a,
right.
I mean, 2 whole stocks in the pocket of Enzo, a guy who is, I mean, he already he showed promise. Goodness gracious, JRX. I mean, rudely interrupting me. That's what I get for underestimating him. And that's, hey, JRX's accomplishments are well documented in the annals of the laboratory's history. Made it to the grand finals of the last Arcadian. In fact, won April Annihilation, the Big E event. That was the last one, I believe, before the upcoming Summer Jam. But being taken to task by his brother Enzo, who almost the JV3, but he winds up taking putting on 2 percentage points of damage. It's small consolation though, because Enzo.
Right.
And as we look at the screen here, this is the 2 brothers. You can see the similarities. They're I really don't think they enjoy fighting each other in bracket. You know, like they want to see each other succeed. They want to see each other excel.
Yeah.
It was JRX who encouraged Enzo to come out to these tournaments anyway, and in fact, that led to Enzo winning the second to last Arcadian of Smash 4 at the laboratory on the back of a villager. But it's Enzo now who's kind of attained the higher ranks and is sort of scratching on the door of tri-state greatness. Kind of have to wonder what's going on in both of these two's minds right now.
Yeah, both these guys, obviously, they probably train together at home as well as here, so they definitely know what to expect. But at the same time, when they're playing around in friendlies, they might have a trick or two up their sleeve that they don't save for someone so close as a brother would expect. So, and right now, even utilizing the character traits against them, we see him gunning for that Saw Blade. Even there, right there, he went for a grab attempt, but he was still hovering towards it so as to cut JRX from it. He knows what Mega Man can do in the hands of his brother, so he's trying to cut off every single option that that JRX would have with his own character.
It is Enzo playing the Joker, but it might be JRX who's going to need the last surprise. He is down 1-0 on Omega Corneria, excuse me. Yeah, for a commentator, I really should enunciate more. And Arsene comes out. Spot dodge by JRX. He was expecting the approach, but Enzo, I mean, so well practiced, and obviously you're compounding that with Joker, I believe 7th fastest ground speed in the game. He's he's a formidable force and definitely can get in and out, weave in, and mix up his attacks. Not just the options, but the timing as well. And of course, that Arsene fueled side B, going to keep on tacking the damage long after that hitbox comes out.
Yeah, and I like the change here from JRX. He's being a little less brazen because he knows that Enzo is just going to flood both the aerial and the ground with back airs and a whole lot of, just aerial moves. So he's being a lot more reserved, as Mega Man can do. He can throw out projectiles for days, but at the same time, you want to keep that up close and constant pressure because he can get Tetrakarn and Rebellion's Gauge up to feed that Rebel's Guard up very quickly. And right now, the turnaround is on for him as he gets the first stock up in the second round, finally going plus for him.
Yeah, at 146 percentage points worth of damage, finally taking that first stock at almost 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes into this second contest. The grab, reading the roll get up, well done by Enzo. Well practiced illusion, Enzo should say.
Right, yeah.
Newly sponsored within the month, I want to say. And of course, this is Mega Man that we're talking about, an Ultimate Mega Man, that newly buffed, I guess you can't really say newly because this game has been out for 9 months, but that newly buffed Flame Blade, which is a kill option now. Not a lot of people used to that.
No, yeah, they're more resorting to using the back air. It's
just out of habit.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it was his aerial kill move for so long that you wouldn't expect him to use things like fair. But now that it's on the docket, he can just chase either on the left or right side of the stage and just be free to do so both ways.
And really, one of the first people to catch on to this was, weirdly enough, Mars in his set, top 8 at Pound, picking Mega Man against MVD, frustrating him and killing, I believe, the last two kills, games 1 and 2 for Mars were with the Flame Blade. So a lot of people breaking that out. It seemed to be unexpected by a lot of people in the crowd, but you know what? You put in the work. You eventually get those results. And Junior looking for those same results here, perhaps. Holding a slight lead, but never safe in the hands of a Joker, especially when the Joker in question.
That was a really nice wall jump off that into back air, like we were talking about before. Right now, he seems to be having a little bit of difficulty pegging down the Joker in the air. And right now, even fighting back in the air to get back on stage, as we know, once Joker gets the advantage state and ledge guard.
Been getting these down tilt 2 frames. That hitbox does stay out for quite some time. It is a sliding motion, but when you're on the ledge, you got nowhere to go.
Exactly.
So it just stays out, and again, the Arsenless back air killing. This puts Junior down to his winner's side stock. Enzo looking to punch his ticket into winner's final of CodeName Bears 202.
And with Arsene on deck, it's going to be even more hard fought, especially with that Shoryuken, a little bit of a whiff on shield. Not a whole lot of punish off it because JRX is right back on stage. Only 38%. Mega Man can shrug that off pretty easily. But he really needs to find his foothold against this Arsene with Joker right now. And Crash Bomb into back air will be a very fancy way of closing that stock out.
And now if Junior can get back to the stage, this is his chance to strike. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people like that up B for recovery, but if you get Joker deep enough, simply cannot grab to the ledge. Junior is going to have to pull something out of the hat, or the helmet, I should say, if he wants to make it to a game number 3. However, Enzo giving him no such opportunity, looking for these down Bs just to garner an advantage, and Enzo realizing the danger that is presented if he goes too low is very quick with the jumps. Got to believe that Junior is trying to read these movements, but again, can't do a whole lot about it if you're just chilling on ledge, and indeed, Rebel's Guard brings out Arsene once again.
And I like what J-Rex was doing with Leaf Shield. He was bringing it back as he was covering back on stage. It's not going to feed Rebel's Guard a whole lot, and it's only going to get a little bit of chip damage, and you know that Joker gets in close. So when the Leaf Shield contacts with him, it will disrupt his edge guard enough to get back on stage, but sort of the writing was a little bit on the wall there. Great use of the directional air dodge to get back on stage, but 179, it is a Mount Everest to climb for him to get back into this and come out on top, technically. Spot dodge actually gets a grab in.
JRX on the back door, the hard knuckle! Catch this hand, says JRX. He finds his way into game number 3, and that's what we said the danger was. If you go a little too low, Mega Man does have tools to get down there and come back. I was not expecting it to be as direct as the hard knuckle, but that is Enzo getting called out and caught.
Yes.
Straight up, and that is something that you can see it on his face. None too happy about it. JRX will be looking to deliberate as to what he should do in game number 3 as we go to Final Destination. What are you thinking here?
I don't know. That's a really hard thing to peg because if you give platforms to Mega Man, he's free to escape a little bit more. He is more accustomed to, open stages, which is interesting that we see Final D here for the pick. It's going to make Joker on stage more, so it's going to be hard for him to avoid things like pellets and Saw Blade and Crash Bomb and other projectiles. So, I can't understand what's going in the mind of Enzo right now, but I guess that's why he's one of the top players in PA.
Definitely a passionate player, but he has a strategy, and he generally sticks to it. He's not one to panic all that often, but then again, he is, as talented as he is, has not been able to close out a whole lot of CodeName Bears in his time here. It always comes down to the 6WXs, the juices, and occasional appearance by GWJ when he's in bracket right now on hiatus. But he's always done well. The question is, can he seal the deal? He has won Bears before. Oh,
Shoryuken, yeah.
Shields the up tilt on the Shoryuken, -1.
Roll the dice there, and it does put him in this disadvantaged state. Not using the Leaf Shield to get back wisely, because Arsene's already out. He just needs brute force to get back through the wall that Arsene can be with the beefed up back air, but a dash attack almost takes him out. And we see Enzo also chasing him, just invading Mega Man's space. But now the tables have turned as Arsene is gone, and that little brief window that JRX had, he did capitalize and turn the tables in terms of stage control, rather.
Yeah. That little backhand flip with the metal blade, it's so cheeky, but not too big of a problem for Enzo. Eventually gets that blade dropped on him, and says, you know what? I like your blade, here's a blade of my own. And Junior, JRX, excuse me, will be suffering the first stock loss of game number 3.
127, though, he's got to tread lightly, especially with that Rebels Guard only halfway there. Looking for some sort of beefy hit for JRX to close that out. That's why we see him pop in the air, looking for back air, looking for confirms in from Saw Blade into back air. He's really efficient for that back air. I said it multiple times, but, I mean, it's the same amount of time as JRX has been throwing it out.
He can't get thirsty for that kill, however. I mean, this is Joker that we're talking about. He can space you out upon the ground. If you're going to kill him, you're going to have to get cheeky with it. Junior gets that down tilt. You have a sliding down tilt. Guess what? So do I.
Crash Bomb not getting the full ledge, but it works. Wow. Just a one-hit stifle just made him not quick on the draw with the second recovery of Arsene.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be what it is, but it do. I know that I butchered that. I also don't care. And looking for that forward smash read. However, Enzo taking his sweet old time getting back to the ground. And he does have a significant lead. Question is, how long will that last? He's looking to ensure that it's a while, considering he's a hair's width, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
It's the first set. I'm allowed a little bit of leeway of getting Arsene, and indeed makes his appearance now.
Gets a confirm off of that Saw Blade himself into another dash attack. Pressured offside, but Enzo yet again just simple grab when Mega Man lands, which seems to be the difficult situation of JRX landing on stage once he circumvents what Arsene and Joker are putting out in terms of edge guard.
There's no reason Enzo shouldn't be able to catch these landings.
Right.
None.
Exactly.
And that's a big disadvantage for JRX to overcome. Flare Blade. Flame Blade even, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all conducive to fire. You get it.
Yeah.
I like when I make a mistake, I just turn into Coney. Like, it's just, except like he's good. So.
Oh, come on now.
Looking for that up B combo. Not going to find it, but the back air, he'll certainly suffice with that. A 2-stock victory for Annuity.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that tag.
Yeah.
I mean, we were discussing.
Yeah.
We were discussing it a little bit at the end, but in terms of landing, I mentioned before the Leaf Shield probably would have been one of the better choices from to land, because it only chips, it doesn't send that far back, but it stifles all those close-up options that Joker's going to throw out, while at the same time not feeding into Rebel's Guard as much as other moves. So you would think, I mean, there was probably another reason why, but at the same time, it's a really present thing, at least in my mind.
Football season is around the